Right here's where the tools are for the front yard. Your clippers and the water
gauge.
meter, water gauge. And gloves, although you probably will not want another pair of gloves in here. Here's the nozzle to the hose. I keep that in there. Here's my watering can right here. Then I go outside. And when I water the plants, I always put a big bucket under here because this leaks like crazy. It goes into the bucket and then I save the water and I use it out. Pour it out in the plants out front. So weekly, okay, let's start back over here. Weekly, once a week, I put this in to the soil, make sure it's on moist water, that's almost dry. So if I was watering today, I would water that. I always water that one no matter what because it just dries out. Then I go over here to these plants, do the same thing in here. That would need water. But sometimes this one won't because this one is in the sun less than the other one. But no, that one does too. Okay, so anything that's in a pot, I always use the water meter. These don't dry out as fast. It's a little harder to get the water meter down there, but I stick it in. And I wouldn't water that because it's just in the middle. I wait till it was in the end.
Where'd you get that water meter?
Home Depot. These plants, that gets watered. This does not, and every 2 weeks you have to come in and put water in this plant and this plant, these two over here. This is a potted one, it's always dry no matter what. So I always put water in that one. And then this group of plants here, every 2 weeks, only the cactus. And I take a big 5-gallon Home Depot container, fill it with water, bring it over here, and just pour, make sure that each of these gets 3 to 4 gallons of water. This one, and that one. This is on a drip, but I do put water in it. This is not, and it really needs water. So every 2 weeks. This will need water, and that will need water. So that's this section of plants right here. You don't need to worry about those or the fairy dusters because they're on drippers. This needs water once a week because it's brand new. And I just pour it like that gallon red container and just let it, just keep pouring it on there and let it sink in and pour some more and let it sink in. So
4 gallons on that too?
1 gallon, that red container.
Okay.
That has 1 gallon. Then this plant right here, and I forget the name of this plant, I have to trim the edges or it'll go into the water. As you can see, there's some in there already, but I just pull them out and trim them. Not a whole lot, just enough to keep them, so it looks like that. And then this, I take a real hard sprayer, clean all the rocks, and then I start the water, and then I put a cup of Clorox. I put it in here and over there. About half a cup of Clorox in that. And then I run that for a full day, once a week. There's really nothing on these, they're all in drippers. I trim them. If they stick out too far, I just trim them back a bit. I already hooked them in, so they should be okay. I'm going to do anything here. This is all on drip.
What about this plant that's dying here?
Yeah, we got to check the water on that one and make sure it's getting water. And it's this one. Yeah, it's that one. I don't know what the deal is with that.
I'll check it out.
These two plants over here are in the weekly rotation. So really, you've got these two, the ones on the ledge, and the two over there by the front door, and the brand new cactus that I planted. Those are weekly. And this is moist, so no, I wouldn't water this one. And I have to check that one. This is a little hard to get in there. Yeah, I would water that one. Okay, down here.
Should I clean this out?
No. This is a great plant. You just leave that exactly like it is. I think it looks really cool like that. Gets great big purple flowers, so you want to leave it. That agave and this agave are not on drippers. These two pots get once a week with all the other potted ones. The agaves every other week, and I take a 5-gallon, I put it on this one, I put it on that one. Then over here, this agave is not on a drip, and that agave is not, and that agave is not. So they're going to need every other week, they're going to need water.
How about this bigger one right here?
This one?
Yeah.
Yes, this one also needs water. It does not have a drip. And then
And how many gallons on the agaves?
I would put 5 on the agaves. They have to last for 2 weeks.
Okay. How-
These plants right here, I take a 5-gallon container, I divide it up between all 3 of them because they're just little and their roots aren't big. But this one the water tends to run down, so I have to wait till it soaks in and put it. This has got a nice bowl around it, so it holds the water and it sinks in.
Okay.
And if you want to, you can put it on the barrel kegs, but I wouldn't do that very much. Actually, no, I wouldn't. So that's this group. Then you know you got to check for weeds and all. Then out here, these are all on drip. This is all on drip. Ooh, those look good. I just planted those. Oh, they look great. Keep that great going in the agave. Doesn't that look cool? It's going in the agave. This one has no drip, and so when I water these or those, I add water to this.
And how often do these get watered?
Okay, so out here in front, you have to water every other week because growing season is like the middle of June. So every other week. This is a brand new one, so you need to put water around that one. It doesn't need 5 gallons. I would just say one of my red 1-gallon container on that one. And a 1-gallon container on this one. And then this section here really needs 5 gallons. This one, and this one, and this one all have to be watered by hand. That one, this one, this one. This one, that one. This one, and that one. And that's not looking very good, so. Okay, so that, and then this one's by hand.
Is this every 2 weeks too?
Yep, this one's by hand and that one's by hand. And this has a dripper.
So what about these barrels?
Yep, and they need water too. But you can, smaller plant, smaller amount of water.
Right.
These over here they have one little dripper right here, so I add extra water on them. If you come out with the hose and the nozzle and you just pull the hose all the way down here, you can just fill up your bucket and pour it. Fill up your bucket and pour it. You don't need to keep traipsing back up there to get water.
Right. What about this one right here?
Yeah, that needs water.
1 gallon or 5?
I would put 5 gallons on that one.
So the big ones get 5, the tiny ones get 1.
Yep.
All right. That's easy to remember.
And this
So this barrel this golden barrel?
nothing. That's already established. You don't need to do anything with that. Those 3 right there need it. That agave's on a drip, but I shut the drip off. But in the summer, we might want to put the drip back on that one. So these little ones need it too. The great big golden barrels don't need it because they're all established. So they don't need it.
Okay.
This tree though, I want to pull it back and I want to hook it on this branch right here. So sometime when we got some free time, we got to hook it. Okay.
Okay, and how about these cacti over here?
These are all on drippers. This is on dripper, this is on dripper. Oh yeah, this needs to be watered. There's one little dripper and I took it out to put it on the, that, I think.
So what about these little cacti?
Yep, you got to water. Oh, you know what? I forgot to water those. They're looking kind of bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot, and I never forget those. Look at that.
So once a week?
Yeah, once a week on those and once a week on this.
Why once a week? When it's every 2 weeks for all the rest of them?
Yeah, you could do it once every 2 weeks.
All right. Okay, so that's the front yard, huh?
Yep, that's the front yard.